What's up, y'all? Good morning. Hopefully everybody's doing good. I really messed up. I was gonna go to truck and work on stuff at like 6 a.m. this morning so I can get the majority done until it starts warming up. Melissa goes to work at 6 and I told her to wake me up. She was waking me up. I was not getting up. So I messed up. It's about 8:30 right now. I'm in my house, about to leave. I need to go get food for St. Louis Bread Co., some breakfast. Then I need to stop at AutoZone, buy some buckets. And then I need to go Truck Centers, buy one more bolt. And then I'm gonna be at the truck to work on stuff. But yeah, today I'm replacing my water pump and my thermostat and all of the hoses surrounding those areas, and then replacing the coolant. So it doesn't seem like that huge of a job. However, there's always that one bolt, that one clamp that does not want to come off, so we'll see how it goes. I did buy all brand new clamps, all brand new hoses, so we're gonna see how that works out, because you know, I'm not gonna get stranded on the road because I didn't replace a $5-10 clamp or some hose. Granted, those hoses are pretty pricey considering what they are, but it is what it is. You know, it's a cost of doing business. Plus, I'm doing it myself, so I'm saving quite a bit of money on that. Yesterday, I was at Freightliner. I spent $380 at the Freightliner. What did I buy? I bought thermostats, all of the hoses, all of the clamps. I bought 10 gallons of concentrate coolant, and then I bought like some brake cleaners, which is these guys right here, to clean some of those areas. I got 10 of them for 36 bucks, which is a pretty damn good deal. But yeah, spent $380 there. I bought more stuff than I really need, so I would say that if I would have bought only stuff I need, that would have been much cheaper. But I like to just replace everything I can when I'm doing the job, just so I don't have to go back and do it again because of some clamp or some hose or whatever. Then I looked for the water pump. Freightliner wants like $500 for a Series 60 water pump, which is kind of pricey. It's a basic water pump. It's gear driven in the crankcase, so it's like, I'm not gonna pay you guys $500. I wanted to look for other alternatives. Fleet Pride happened to carry the same one. They claim it's like genuine. What do they call the brand? I forgot what the brand is called, but it looks exactly the same, and they have warranty on it apparently. So I just went with that. It was $260, half the price. So I mean, it's a water pump. It's nothing complex. As long as the seals hold up, it'll be all right. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're about to head up, get some breakfast, get some buckets to drain the coolant, get that bolt, and get going to it. All right, so since I'm driving anyways, I figured I would make a video to you guys and kind of go over some of the things that I posted last night on my community tab, since I did have some people email me, and I will be responding to those emails. As far as emails, if you shoot me an email, I respond to all emails. It just like, I might read it, and then when I get a chance later, I just respond to it. But if you haven't seen it, the post was regarding looking for owner-operators that are maybe looking somewhere else, or are looking into buying their own truck and want to work at a company. So I kind of want to touch base on that. So what's going on is, so if you're not familiar about myself, who I am, how I'm trucking, etc., etc. So I got into trucking because my fiance's dad, Melissa's dad, which is the person I always refer to. If you don't know who Melissa is, that's my fiance. Her dad owns a trucking company. Trucking company has been in business for like 12 years. So at one point they had like 13, 14 trucks. It was never like a 50 to 100 truck company. At one point they had that, and then he got sick and he just dropped all of it and took care of his own health. But throughout the years, the company has always maintained anywhere between, like, I would say 3, 4 to 6, 7 drivers. And then now at this point, the drivers that we had, so right now it's only me and one more owner operator that's been there for like 10 years. Her dad essentially decided he wants to retire away from the business, so the company is in her name, and we're basically taking care of it ourselves. So I book my own loads, I book the loads for the other driver. So I am looking into trying to grow the company and essentially get more owner operators, and maybe down the road get some company drivers as well. But for now, we don't have any trucks to give to a company driver, especially like a brand new company driver. So that's why I posted. I said I'm looking for owner operators, because how it works is, if you're an owner operator, like let's say you work at Landstar, JB Hunt, whatever the case. I know a lot of those places, like Landstar, they charge you 35% of your pay, and into that it's included, I believe, your trailer rental and your cargo insurance, I believe. So don't quote me on that, but that's my understanding of it, which even with all that included is still an absurd amount of money, because if you do the math at the end of the year, what those companies try to do is they try to sell you on things like benefits, like, oh, you have a terminal, oh, you have fuel discounts, which most of that stuff is crap. Most of the time you don't use those terminals. You could go to a truck stop, get the same services, whatnot. Fuel, most of these big companies that have these fuel cards, they push these fuel cards so hard, and they make you think you're getting such an insane discount, like 50, 60 cents a gallon. But what you have to understand is they also push you to fuel at truck stops that are the most expensive, such as Pilot, Flying J, Love's, TA. Their prices are way more expensive to begin with. So what I would say is, if you're trucking for those companies right now and you think you're getting amazing fuel discounts, I use Fleet One. And what I do is I combine the discounts between Fleet One and a Mud Flap app. And what I mean by combine is, when I'm driving and I'm about to fuel up in the area, I look at both. I see which one will give me the best discount. So what Mud Flap does is, Mud Flap works primarily with like small truck stops, like Road Ranger, Roadies, whatever, Casey's, whatever those other truck stops are. But the fuel is substantially cheaper than those big branch truck stops like Pilot, Flying J, etc., etc. If you prefer fueling there, I understand that. Excuse me, there's nothing wrong with that. But I've been fueling at Road Ranger and stuff, and on average I end up getting a discount of 10-15 cents more per gallon than the Pilot, Flying J, even after my fuel card. So I would say look into Mud Flap app and see what type of discounts you can get, and I'm telling you, like, you'd be surprised how much more money you can save that way as far as the fuel card goes. But yeah, back to the point. Trucking company, what we do is if you really need a trailer, I could find you a trailer and we could work out an agreement. But if you have your own trailer, you have your own tractor, what happens is I find your insurance, I find you bobtail cargo, everything you want. If you want to do your own bobtail, you can. But your cargo is through the company, and then what happens is company takes 12%. So we take 12% of your gross, and you get rest of it. We don't do anything else. It's just plain and simple. I find loads. I hit you up like, hey, I got this. Does this load work for you? Do you want to haul this lane? And you give me an approval, we'll go for it. But yeah, essentially that's how it works. But what I'm trying to say is, and I'm making this really, really long, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of folks have a misconception. The small companies are not a safe place to be. And I would say that's, now if you're looking for a brand new startup company and they're uncertain of their businesses and things like that, I understand your concerns. But this company's been in the business for 10 plus years, and we've established a good stability for the company. We get loads. We have brokers that we work with. We don't have contracts, but when you have that little trucks, if you have less than 5 trucks, like, I'm constantly on that load board looking for the best load for you. If you're working for a big company, they're just going to find a load and call you like, hey, this is it. And if you don't take that load, it's going to take a while for your turn to come back around to get asked on the load. A lot of these companies don't even ask drivers, they just send them a load. I know Landstar, the nice thing about Landstar is as an owner op, you can kind of go on the load board and book your own freight, but also Landstar takes such a huge chunk, it's pretty crazy. But so yeah, without me blabbering more, that's kind of what it is. Basically, we take 12%, you pay your own insurance and everything, none of that is included. We can get you a fuel card, Fleet One, which is RTS. if you need a trailer, we could source a trailer for you and work out a deal with that. But basically, yeah, my email is in my description. If you're interested, give me a call. I mean, just email me, and then I will give you a call whenever it's convenient for you. But and don't make this sound like, oh, I'm just blabbering a bunch of things just so you would come work for me. Obviously, I'd want to have more drivers, but what I also want to emphasize is I want drivers, but I don't need drivers, because a lot of companies, they'll just hire anybody at anything. I want responsible drivers who have a solid record, because at the end of the day, my company depends on you. You know, we're working as a team. If you do something stupid, my company's sinking down with you. So I need to look out for who I hire. So it's not really just a matter of, oh, I'm just going to make money. That's just not how it works. So, you know, that's just my 2 cents. And I would say, even if you're not interested to go in with my company, if you are working for one of those big companies, I would say look around at your local mom and pops companies and maybe give them a shot, because I think you'd be surprised how much better you can be treated, and you can make significantly more money also at the same time. But yeah, without more blabbering about this, we're gonna go ahead and pick up these parts. I picked up some buckets at AutoZone. Stuff is kind of more pricey than Harbor Freight and whatnot. I know Harbor Freight loves, they're like lows. I mean, they're like $3.50 here. They were like almost $6, but oh well, whatever. But yeah, let's keep on rolling and get this bolt and get to the truck and get to working. All right, so on this side, we got a valve emptying out the coolant. I'm gonna just throw this coolant away, because throughout the time there was water added and whatnot with all the leaks. So I'm just gonna, you know that I have brand new coolant and run new coolant. We have this guy idling his truck. On this side, this is the thermostat housing right here. That hose is gonna get replaced also. Which looks pretty easy to get out. And then here's the water pump. Got 2 hoses here and here. Got a hose here and up there. Those should be easy. And then there's one. Second one is in there, and then the third one's on the bottom. And then those fittings. And then as you can see, that's where it's been leaking. So it'll be nice to replace that. So yeah, let's continue draining that. I don't think this bolt is really gonna come out, so I'm gonna have some water that's gonna drip out at the bottom. But yeah, let's stay at it. This Milwaukee thing is freaking awesome. Easy to reach in any areas, and it definitely does work. They also make an extended version of this, which is great, so you can reach in these areas that are tough to reach. And then things like this, these are smaller, these are 8 mils. I'm just gonna get an extension on the head. And they also make a fuel version of this that is much stronger also, but this thing is nice to have. Can reach any of these areas. And to be honest, these clamps look good, so I think I might even reuse them or just put new ones and keep these as extras to have, because having extras clamp and extra hoses is always needed when you have an old truck. But yeah, let's keep on unscrewing this. All right, so pardon the mess in here when I was doing the lights and whatnot. I just left everything a huge mess, and I'm working on this. Figured I'd show you the box of goodies that we got here from Freightliner. And there is my water pump. I'll show you that a little bit later, but right here, so they sell this as a kit, 1-inch clamp kit, which I don't know why it says, never mind, I'm tripping. It's not a 1-inch, it's clamp E-kit, just quantity 1. It's definitely not a 1-inch. But literally, so what they do is they charge you $70 for this kit, pretty sure, and which is kind of absurd. To be honest, I'm gonna see if I can source same size hoses at like Advance or something, and go get those, because $70 for 4 clamps is kind of outrageous, and 2 hoses. I don't know what this is, like a 3-inch size. Let me see, I should have a measuring tape. It's always nice to have a measuring tape. Yeah, these are literally 3-inch hoses, and these are 3-inch clamps then. And while we're at it, let's just do this. Let's pop up Amazon, just see by how much we are overpaying. So you can get a 3-foot coolant hose, 3-inch 3-foot coolant hose for $34, $35. This is like 4 inches. You can get this 3-inch hose clamp. So we're looking for some performance clamps, inch 75, 225, 2.5, 3-inch. Let's say 325. So get 2 of these clamps for 26 bucks for 4. So basically like $50. You could get all of this plus another 2.5 feet of the hose. So it's definitely cheaper. And these clamps look like even better quality, to be honest. I kind of like these better, but these will do. But just to give you an idea, kind of like if you prepare ahead for these type of jobs, you can definitely save substantial amounts of money. But yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna run with this as is. Not gonna waste time running the store. Plus these seem like solid quality as well. These blue ones are nice. And then in here, this is the other hose that I need to cut on the bottom. This is the one that's leaking. And then these are the small clamps for these small hoses. And then these are the thermostats, and these are new bolts for the water pump because I don't want to reuse the ones I have. But yeah, let's go check how our coolant's draining. Hopefully this stops squealing soon. I should be getting a new fan from Pioneer soon so I can replace that so it doesn't squeal. But yeah, it stopped. It only squeals first few minutes. But yeah, their water pump's in there. My camera's plugged in, so I can't walk over there to show you. But yeah, that's what we're working with. And yeah, let's keep on going. Well, here's our thermostat housing. They're right in here. Just pop them out, clean this out nicely, and then put in the new ones. I took out most hoses, have like those big bolts to unbolt on the water pump. That's why I need to go to the store and buy new ones. But yeah, here's our thermostat housing section. I just cut this hose off because it has plenty of slack to just remount it. But yeah, I need to stuff something in here so nothing falls in. But yeah, we got to pull the water pump off and those fittings at the bottom down there and the other hose, and then swap them on a new one and throw it on, and should be going. All right, y'all. We're driving around hunting down some wrenches, some valves, and you got this idiot. What are you doing? It's a left turning lane, you moron. Anyways, hunting down some valves for my plug, my drain valve for my hose on the bottom of the water pump there, because the old one's all busted up. As you can see, my hands are dirty. I think it's a 1/2 inch that I need to replace. So hopefully Napa has it. I called them. He said they do have a bunch of stuff. So we'll see. Bought a adjustable wrench. I think the size is 1.5 inches on that big nut on top of the water pump. But anyways, crazy thing, I was at Harbor Freight. I'm just, at the register checking out, and these 2 guys just walk out with a handful of stuff, and register guys like, "Excuse me, can I help you?" And they just walk out, didn't say a thing. And the guy's like, "Yeah, that's the 3rd or 4th time today they've walked out. Earlier, 2 guys just walked out with a cart full of stuff." And literally as I'm checking out, like 2 minutes later, 2 more guys walk out with a handful of Icon wrenches and whatnot. So like it's crazy, man. Like, people just doing all types of dumb things, and when they get arrested and whatnot, then they're like, "Oh, screw the police" and whatnot. And it's crazy, man. Just some of us are out here trying to make an honest living and then work hard for our money. Like, I'm out here in this heat fixing my truck and whatnot, and people are just stealing stuff. Like, someone has to pay for that. So when Harbor Freight gets tired of that type of crap, because employees can't do anything. If I was an employee, I wouldn't do crap too. When Harbor Freight gets tired of that crap and says, "Let's shut this location down," the only people that are going to suffer are people in that area. So it really sucks, but unfortunately we're not all looking the same way onto things and whatnot. But yeah, I took everything off. I took the water pump off, all the hoses, thermostat housing. So all I need to do now is rip out that water pump off. I meant like I unbolted it. I didn't take it off yet, and I need to just clean out that whole area. And yeah, let's answer his call and catch you in a bit. All right, y'all, paid arm and a leg for this big wrench, 1.5 inches, like $60 something. Bought some towels, but my hands are really dirty, so I don't go inside the truck. And then paid like $25 for this drain plug. It's same as the old one, so that's good news. But yeah, hopefully I can finish this thing out decently quick, because it's pretty dang hot. Hopefully this pump doesn't give me trouble coming off. I have all the hoses disconnected from it. And yeah, hopefully that does it, so I can connect it and put those seals on and clean that thing up. To be honest, it kind of works out, because I've been wanting to replace the pump because it was leaking anyways. And this was just kind of like an opportunity to just get it done and get it over with. And it's just a nice peace of mind to know you have, you know, some new clamps on there and it's not going to cause you trouble. So it's good news, you know. I'll put some stronger clamps and it's all right. It just costs of doing business, like I said. But yeah, guys, let's keep on rolling. Hopefully we can get this finished up, closed up, and catch you in a bit. All right, here's the old thermostat housing, new thermostat, so I just need to throw those in. The biggest thing is, I'm gonna share something with you that you probably shouldn't do, but I did. So I had this big old wrench on here. I could not break this off, and as you can see, you can't double wrench it. Plus it was like in here, so you couldn't double wrench it to begin with. What I did is I tied a strap to a wheel, turned the wheel in, tied it to the wrench, and used my gearbox to break that thing loose. I shut the truck off immediately as soon as it turned, because there's no coolant, and as you can see, this is open, but it did it. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So hopefully I can get this off and get this thing finished up. All right, y'all, so since I didn't give you an update yesterday on what I did, looks like we got a leak down where the fittings are for the hoses. Here's a new water pump, new clamps, new hoses. And then we got a small leak in here, which I think is coming from this hose. Since this hose is not supposed to be mounted like that, I ordered the metal pipe that comes out of there to go up, but they don't have it, so I had to rig it up like this to go make my delivery. And then yeah, hoses up top, and then thermostats. But yeah, that's it. I need to fix the threads down here where it's leaking. You can see it's leaking down from one of the hoses right there. I need to sort that out when I go back home and let it cool off. Definitely not going on the road. So yeah, talk to you guys later.